Welcome to The Why. In our podcast, The Why, we're going to cover topics that are important to SAP customers and to our team. We want you to share this information internally. We want you to share this information outside of SAP Ariba. And we want you to be able to connect with other thought leaders in our business. This week on our podcast, The Why, we are at SAP Ariba Live in Las Vegas, which is the place to be for B2B commerce. Joining me today on our podcast is Chad Buchanan and Ryan Matthews from Premikati. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week on the podcast, The Why.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
I understand that you are one of our partners for our SNAP program. Can you tell us first a little bit about your business, what you do, and your involvement with the SAP Ariba SNAP product?
Sure, absolutely. So Premikati is a little bit unique in the Ariba partner program. So we are a certified woman-owned business, which you don't get a lot of as Ariba partners. We are also one of only a handful globally BPO partners with Ariba, and now finally one of the SNAP implementation partners. And it's actually the SNAP that we're most excited about. We've long been around Ariba. Most of the leadership and individuals at our company had been longtime Ariba customers. Many of us has worked for Ariba, and then as partners doing reselling and implementations. And what we had found, as obviously Ariba did, the mid-market space, Ariba was just a little too expensive for them. And so when SNAP came along and was still that full-featured product, but able to scope it correctly to have it at a much more attractive price point, that was exciting for us to be involved with. So we're embracing it, we love it, and actually one of our first clients to go live was Step Up for Students, who were on main stage this week.
Yeah, that was an amazing story, and clearly very, very moving and driven on purpose. You talked about the fact that the SNAP product is really geared towards mid-market, and the sort of core Ariba product really didn't work for that area. Why does SNAP, you think, why does it work so well for the mid-market type customers?
It's a great question. To paraphrase a bit of what we've heard here this week, SNAP is designed to be no lesser in solution than full-on P2P. It's really a targeted lesser in scope, which has a myriad of benefits right off the bat, ranging from speed to implementation, time to value realization, and ease of use for the end user and customers. In the small to mid-market space, we're not dealing with long-term procurement professionals that have been in the trenches and have used different big ERPs for solutions. These are folks that have just been getting it done and rolling up their sleeves and need an intuitive product that they can procure and deal with vendors and deal with contracts and source.
Right. Chad, you talked about the fact that you're not only a BPO partner, but you're a mid-market SNAP partner. Can you talk a little bit about what's happening in sort of both of those segments or other segments of your business? Like, what key trends are you seeing right now?
Sure. Where we are seeing the growth trends is in companies wanting, the mid-market companies wanting some solutions. They have simply not been able to make that investment in Ariba. And if you look at the current installed base of Ariba, which is up in the several thousands,
right?
Think about the actual mid-market space. If you look and segregate it in the under $1 billion neighborhood, I think in the U.S. alone, some of the census data says there's about 190,000 companies that would be good targets for the mid-market SNAP product. Now, all of them certainly aren't going to purchase, right? Mm-hmm. But if you think about it, the target moves from a couple thousand to almost a couple 100,000 that are potential users of it. So that's where we're really excited about the growth.
Right.
And they'll be able to get those same best practices that Ariba has built into the tool that's been done by the large enterprise customers. Now they can benefit from that as well.
What makes Premikati different or stand out sort of in the ecosystem, specifically for mid-market? Is it a range of expertise? Is it industries? Is it your knowledge of working with small businesses? Tell us a little bit about what makes your organization stand out for customers.
Sure. So a couple of things. One, we're all procurement professionals. So whenever you hire Premikati to come in and look at your procurement function, we're not looking at it strictly from a technology standpoint. Now we typically end up recommending technology if we believe it'll be useful. And unlike many of the other partners in the space, we are Ariba only. We do not implement any other technology other than Ariba. So from a competitor standpoint, we believe that Ariba is the one to align with, and that's what we've chosen to do. We, in addition to being procurement professionals, most of us have ran Fortune 500 organizations or been a part of them from a procurement, not only the implementation of technology, but operational in procurement. Many of us have worked for Ariba, so we've got those very deep relationships that can help us find answers to some of the problems that faster than other people may be able to find them.
Right. Obviously, being having a focus on Ariba, you would be very excited and interested to participate in Ariba Live. Tell us a little bit about your experience this week. What were some of the things that you guys were talking about, meeting with customers about, or even just delivering sessions on it?
So I'll start on that one. I was talking to Chad when we first arrived, and I said, this is fascinating. It was 10 years ago this year, the 2007 Ariba Live in Boca Raton. I was with a small boutique organization that was also former Ariba guys that had gone out and was participating on a panel discussion about the early P2P and cloud implementations. And the difference in the energy that Live has now versus 10 years ago, it was a phenomenal event 10 years ago. This is heads and tails above and beyond what I'd experienced in that period of time. The amount of collaboration and the amount of discussion and the networking opportunities that come with being here on site at Live and being able to move around the room and read the name tags and just bump into people has been absolutely fantastic. The sessions have been very pointed, great content. We had some of our partner organizations, customer organizations that were here participating, attending different sessions, and the amount of energy that they're coming out of those sessions with questions and the what if thoughts and scenarios to take back to the home front now and look to implement has been terrific.
Yeah, and let me add in one thing too. The amount of Ariba employees that are on site here and just that vast expertise. You run into the right people, you solve problems that you've been struggling with for several weeks, and those problems get solved in a 10-minute conversation that happens in a hallway. There's no other forum that you're able to find and get immediate access to those experts of Ariba's products that are right here at Ariba Live every year.
Sounds like great networking then for you and for your customers for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, it's a great combination of that. We've got counterparts within Ariba that we work with on a daily basis. One of the great parts about being here is we're now able to run into their boss and we can tout how great they are to work with. And not just through an email, hey, we're Denzel's #1 fan as an example, but to run into his management team and be able to share that. When I said that Denzel needed a corporate jet, it was probably a little too much, but
everything helps.
Everything helps.
Right. So what's exciting for you this year? I know obviously you're excited about some of the new solutions we've rolled out, the SNAP program, but as you sort of look past that and look at 2018, what are some of the most exciting things on the horizon for Premikati?
So we've got a few things that we're working on that, for us, we believe changes the game. We've got a couple of things that we're working on specifically with Ariba on a few of the products that we really can't announce yet, but will be an interesting take on them.
Look forward to those.
The other thing is we are actually looking at developing, in conjunction with some clients of ours, a joint venture that really puts together a BPO model that targets the mid-market. Typically, BPO services as a whole have been ran by the big guys, right? And they've been targeting the multinational, multi-billion-dollar revenue companies.
Sure.
However, we believe that there's a play in the mid-market, and since we are very familiar with the SNAP products, since we are one of the BPO partners for Ariba, and we're focused on the mid-market, we're excited to develop that over the course of the rest of this year.
Fantastic. Well, Ryan, Chad, thank you for joining us today. We look forward to hearing about more success with our customers and more success about Premikati. Thank you for joining us today on The Why.
Thank you, John.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Our podcast, The Why, is put together by the People First team. We'll be producing The Why on a regular basis. If you have recommendations for topics, please contact the People First team. And please share this podcast with other members of our team or even outside our team. Thank you for listening to The Why.